when it comes to mutual funds, there are a lot of terms, jargon, so to speak, which again confuses people, but it's not really that complicated if you just break it down and understand what it really means. So let's just go through some of those points. First of all, you have the term called AMC, which is very simply Asset Management Company. And Feroz, this is simply the company that you are investing with, the company that manages the money that you're putting with them.
Yes, Avni, you've described it right. The industry uses of several acronyms which confuse a lot of new investors. AMC is an abbreviation to Asset Management Company, like you pointed out, Avni. An asset management company, simply put, is the company whom you're entrusting your money with. Every company will have different schemes. There's one company which is managing a lot of money of several people, and that company which hires the fund manager to do a prudent job with your money is called the asset management company. And India has close to 40, little over 40 asset management companies who have taken a license to manage your and my money. So that's the simple concept of an AMC.
Right. The other term, and this is extremely important to understand, especially if you are going to start investing in mutual funds or you are a mutual fund investor, is the NAV. That's the net asset value. Now, once again, it does sound a little complicated, but if we were to just break it down, Feroz, can you compare it to, how you look at a stock and perhaps the value of each stock? We look at the stock price. If you were to understand this, this is simply the value of each unit of mutual fund and the price that you're paying for that unit.
Yes, Avni, rightly described again. Net asset value is nothing but the unit's price. So you're buying a specific commodity, which is nothing but a unit of a mutual fund. If you've bought it at 10 rupees, that's the price you've bought it at. If the price goes to 11 rupees, you're excited that you've made 1 rupee per unit. So if I give you some mathematics around it, if you put 1,000 rupees in a mutual fund, which has 10 rupees as the net asset value, NAV, you get 1,000 divided by 10, which is 100 units of that specific mutual fund. So net asset value is nothing but the price and can be compared to the price of a stock. There are differences. To oversimplify stuff, yes, you can compare it with the price of a stock. And once you buy it, you pray that the NAV goes up. And the fund manager does more than praying, uses his intellect and capability to grow it.
Right. Another term is, of course, the exit load. And again, this is important because this is something that the investor has to pay. It's sort of like a penalty or a fee, if I can call it that, if you want to withdraw money from your mutual fund before the time that you can, before the period, the lock-in period, if there is one that expires, or if you want to do it earlier than you should be doing it. It's sort of an incentive to help you stay invested in the mutual fund as well. So, Feroz, this is something also that one should be aware about.
Yes, it's very, very important to be aware of an exit load. It gives you a sense of what period is this fund minimum meant for. Like equity funds, a specific category of funds have 1-year exit loads, which imply that if you have any period of expected investment less than 1 year, you shouldn't be going into it. So if you, God forbid, need the money quicker, and if you remove your money, a small penalty for a withdrawal will be levied, and that penalty levied, which is a nominal amount for a specific period of time only in the mutual fund industry, is called the exit load period, and the corresponding penalty is called the exit load.
Right. And finally, Feroz, another term that one should know about is called benchmark. Now, once again, this is important because you need to have something to compare the performance of the fund that you're investing in to know whether it's doing well, whether it is underperforming, whether you should look at changing the fund. And this is one way to sort of assess how your fund is doing. So if you can sort of just help us understand how does one look at this term benchmark?
Benchmark, as the name itself suggests, as per the definition of the word, benchmark is like a passing mark. for an exam, and the exam which the fund manager is taking every day. So benchmark helps you understand whether the person behind the scene, who's the professional, who's expected to do a good job, is actually doing a good job or not. So benchmarks help you understand the relative outperformance or relative value which the fund manager is bringing to the table. So there are different benchmarks. Nifty, for example, which is a group of 50 shares, which is the largest platter of shares, is one of the benchmarks. So benchmark is nothing but the passing mark for a fund manager. If you see that your fund manager has done more than the passing mark, he's a great fund manager. So it helps you assess and take decisions if you understand the simple concept of a benchmark.
All right, Feroz, thank you so much for joining us and breaking down those terms. Those are some basic terms that you should be aware about when it comes to investing in mutual funds. That's just the first step. We'll be back with another episode with the next step of what are the different kinds of funds and how you should go about investing in them. But until then, thanks so much for watching and stay tuned to Mirror Now.